For those of you who thought maybe a faker brought it, or maybe the rabbis made it up, get it out of your head. Why? It's impossible. The more you learn the Torah, the more you see that these laws are above human. It's way deeper than human understanding. And not only that, the Torah says clearly, don't try to analyze my laws and understand them in your brain. My ways and your ways are not the same. Your ways compared to my ways is like comparing an eagle to a worm on the floor. That's what the Torah says. So get it out of your head. You and me are not equal. I am the creator and you are the creation. A creation does not understand the creator. So if you don't understand the logic in the laws, it doesn't mean you're allowed to ignore it. How many examples like this you think I can give you? If I wanted. Without exaggerating, I could stay with you here straight, without sleeping, until next Sunday, and give you hundreds of examples like this that show that the Torah can never be written by a human being. Never. Take the smartest person ever lived. Give him all the equipment, give him all the scientists, all the genius people from all the nations, from all the generations combined. They won't be able to write one page in the Torah. And you know what's the best part? Right next to it, it says that the Jew has to put the feeling on his brain and on his heart every day. Right next to it. In the same divine book, it's not two different gods. Same one who gave us a divine book with all this knowledge, same one told us in the Torah, Banim atem laHashem Elokechem. You, the Jews, are my only children. I chose you from all the nations to be mine, because I loved your father, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Do me a favor. Don't behave like the Gentiles. Why? The Gentiles made so many despicable sins in front of me that I got sick and tired of them. If you don't believe me, it's right inside the text. את כל התועבות האלה עשו הגויים האלה ועקוץ בם. קץ in Hebrew mean end. I had it with them. When you ask a Christian priest, how do we know that your book is really the book of God? His answer would be, check. If you don't believe, check. We have to believe, son. We have to believe. But I don't want to believe, I want to know. Things that are spiritual cannot be proven. It's a matter of faith. It's a matter of emunah. We have to believe, and they were born with belief, and they die with belief. That belief never turns into a fact. It's a matter of you want to believe, believe. You don't want to believe, there's no way to prove anyway. Same thing in Islam, there's no way to prove. Why? It's a story of one man. He did not bring any witnesses. Nobody knows if it really happened or not. Same thing Mary. One day she had a dream. She claimed God came to her and made her pregnant. How many witnesses saw that God came to her while she was sleeping? Not even one, of course. There's no way to prove a dream. And when Muhammad showed up from the desert, as the Quran say, he came by himself. So nobody ever saw it. And when Buddha came 2,400 years ago and he claimed he saw the light, how many people witnessed that? Nobody, because it was only his story. And all these cults were starting with the story of one man. Nobody can back it up. It's a matter of fact. But in Judaism, it's the total opposite. It's not a matter of faith. It's something that if you check for 1 hour the details, you know 1,000,000% God really gave it. And that changed all the rules. Having a book in my hand that it's a 50-50. Maybe God gave it, maybe not. It's a big dilemma. Would I live 70, 80 years according to these rules, and then one day I die and I find it was all baloney, nothing, it's not from God? Or if the book, I know 100% is the book of God, that's a different story. Now I'm willing to sacrifice. Let's talk a little bit about Christianity. In the Torah it says that Jacob went to Egypt with 70 people. In the New Testament it says that Jacob went to Egypt with 75 people. What happened to God? He forgot? It was 70. Now they claim it's the New Testament. It's a continuation of the Torah. Part 1, part 2 from the same God. In part 1 it says 70. Part 2, all of a sudden God forgot. It's 75. It says in the Torah that Abraham bought Me'arat HaMachpelah, that it's in the city of Hebron, from Ephron Achiti. There was a guy, his name was Ephron. And New Testament, all of a sudden, they say that they bought it from Shechem, from son of Hamor in Shechem, Nablus. They say that Me'arat HaMachpelah, it's not in Hebron, it's in Nablus. What happened to God? He doesn't know where Me'arat HaMachpelah of Abraham, Yitzchak and Yaakov is? The only book who kept originally as it is the Torah. 80,000 religions and cults, they cannot point which book is the original one that they received, because they have so many different versions. How many different New Testaments are in the world? You know, more than 150,000. Each one is different than the other. Over the generations they were copying, they make mistakes. 150,000 different texts. Quran, hundreds of texts. Torah, one Torah all over the world. The Ashkenaz Jews, the Yemenite Jews, the Syrian Jews, the Persian Jews, they all gathered in Israel 100 years ago, 8 years ago. They opened up the Torah, same Torah. 304,805. When all nations were after the Jews to destroy them and to destroy their Torah. It bothered the Goyim that the Jews have this divine book, and they did everything they can to forbid the Jews from learning Torah. The Romans, the Babylonians, the Philistines, Amalek, who knows, Rome, everyone. The Jews are here, all of them are gone, and the religion has thousands of different books or hundreds of thousands of different books. But the Torah, the same one. Without internet, without telephone to verify. The Yemenite Jew came to Yemen, from to Israel, opened the Torah, same Bereshit bara Elokim. Persian Jew came from Tehran, opened, same thing. Polish Jew came from Poland, opened, same thing. Mezuzah, same thing. Tefillin, do you ever see tefillin that is not black? Did you ever see Brit Milah that they cut a different part in the body? Imagine. Rabbi, we have different opinions what Brit Milah is. Why? The truth is always the truth. The truth of God is the same from the beginning of the world until the last day in this world. It will never change. I had a famous debate, it's on YouTube and also on the website. 3 hours slashing the New Testament to pieces. That by the end of the debate, the Christian priest say, you put me in a hole, I don't know, I'm gonna get myself out of there. That's how successful he was. Why? Every page full of mistakes. He didn't know where he couldn't finish. I shot hundreds of mistakes, one after the other. His head started to spin. How is it possible that there are 25 mistakes in a book that claim to be from God? It's impossible that God made mistake in a text. We conclude that. Question number 2, if Jesus is the Son of God, who needs to waste time to prove from King David all the way to Joseph when we say Joseph is not the father? Third question, please explain me, how do you have more than 150,000 different versions to the New Testament? Please explain me how there are more than 150,000 different texts. Okay, that's question number 3. Question number 4, please tell me, how is it possible that in the New Testament it says that Jacob went to Egypt with 75 people, when everybody agreed that the Torah say that Jacob went to Egypt with only 70 people? That's what happened. Why? Not because he's a fool. He's a professor for Christianity in Manhattan University for Christian Studies for 31 years. They chose the expert in New York to bring him to the debate. And what happened in the end? I told him, I just proved to you that your religion is false. He didn't say no. He said, but my heart doesn't let me live it. I say, heart is nothing. The Muslim also think by his heart. Heart doesn't show the truth. Heart is heart, it's feelings. The truth sometimes is exactly the opposite of that. If it's divine, there cannot be mistakes. The rest of the book can be marvelous, beautiful. Copy from the Old Testament, copy from here, copy from there, opinions, beautiful stories, miracles, happened, didn't happen. We don't even want to waste time of challenging the miracles. That's not even the issue here. Because I told you, and Jesus himself admit that making miracles is not an indication of anything. The conclusion that I'm trying to make to Danny and his friend right here is very simple. Divine has to be perfect. One mistake, not 50, not 500. One mistake, one contradiction in a text, 25 mistakes in a descendants, the cave it's in Shechem, 75 people went with Jacob to Egypt, and so forth and so on. The list is huge. I cannot go blinded after my feelings. Feelings means nothing. A lot of people, because of their feelings, they're in jail, they are killed already, their families are broken. The Judaism did not educate to go by your heart, by your feelings. For those who didn't know, when we receive the Torah, we receive the written and the oral Torah. Receive the written and the oral Torah. You cannot understand one word from the written Torah without going to the oral Torah. The oral Torah explains all the secrets of the written Torah. You won't understand anything. You won't know how to do circumcision. You won't know how to keep Shabbat. You don't know how to make tefillin. You don't know what mezuzah is. You don't know. Without the oral laws, all the instructions were given to us verbally, separately. If everything would be in one book, all the goyim would, obviously they copied the Torah to their languages. As soon as the Torah was given to the Jews, the whole world copied it and translated it to their own language. Once they had it, what would prevent all the goyim from becoming perfect kosher Jews without conversion, without coming to the rabbi to be tested? Beard everyone had. To make tefillin, they have all the instructions, so they make the tefillin. Tzitzit, they know how to make because they read the instructions, so they make tzitzit. They keep Sabbath because they know it's in the book. So everything would be in the book. 2 or 3 generations later, you wouldn't know who is a real Jew and who's not. One person has a Jewish soul, the other one doesn't have a Jewish soul. It comes from different spiritual worlds, the souls. A soul of a Jew and a soul of a Goy comes from different worlds and go to different worlds. Don't go into the same sections in heaven. So, how would you know? You have now all the Jews coming in a synagogue. Few of them are descendants of Goyim. 3,000 years ago, his grandfather, he pretended that he's a Jew. He had all the written laws. He knows how to be religious. He doesn't need the rabbis. So the answer is, God was not interested to create such a mess. He wanted the Jews to have the real secrets verbally, only in yeshivot, from rabbi to student. God did not make the covenant with the Gentiles, only with his family, the family of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He took Jacob and changed his name to Israel. And he said, I'm going to follow the covenant with your descendants, Israel. The God of Israel. That's how he named himself. He didn't say the God of the world, the God of the Gentiles. Never. The God of Israel. Ani Hashem Elokechem. I am your God. Always. To leave no doubt. I created the whole world for the nation of Israel, for my children. Everything here, things that I operate, everything that I do here, the main thing, the purpose of this creation is the nation of Israel. If the nation of Israel will be destroyed, then you know a minute before that there is not going to be any earth. Because God does not need this place unless if his nation will be here. That's why he promised in the Torah, I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that I will never replace their descendants with any other nation. even though they're going to get punished from the way they behave, and only very few of them will survive, you know for sure that the same way I am God will never be different, the nation of Israel will never be destroyed. It's a prophecy, clear prophecy. The whole world is for my nation Israel.